Version 2.5 of Affinity Suite has been released, and let's check out what is new. Before you update to version 2.5, keep in mind this version might introduce serious issues like not starting up, so I would suggest to wait to the next update. If you already installed 2.5 and encounter any issues, try the new beta version where many of the newly introduced bugs are fixed. Having said that, let's go back to the list of new features. First, we got ARM support for Windows, which is a big deal if you're planning to get a new Windows computer. The next cool feature is the support for variable fonts. Variable fonts are pretty cool, and it is great that Affinity now supports them. We now have a new variations button in the text toolbar or the text panel. If you are using a variable font, you can modify variables of the font to customize to your needs. Serif also introduced stroke width tool. The feature of modifying the stroke width was always available, but this tool makes it so much easier and definitely much more fun. You can select the tool while a path is selected and instantly make part of the path thicker or thinner. I'm actually amazed how natural this works. The curve of the stroke width can be seen in the stroke properties, and if needed, you can still modify it. A quick tip: you can press the right mouse button on a node to remove it from the curve. Next on the list are the improvements in the pen tool. It now generates much smoother results with less nodes. Also, an auto-close option has been added, which makes it very easy to close a path. Let's check it out. That looks pretty nice. I have to agree that it indeed generates a lot less nodes compared to the previous version. Here is the auto-close option. Notice now how the begin of the path is marked with a red node, and when I come close to it, the current ending point becomes red too, notifying that the path will be auto-closed. Pretty nice. Now, here is a new feature that might seem odd: the QR code generator. There are many free QR code generators, and it is nice to have them in Affinity directly. I think this will be very useful for publisher, where you can have a data merge and you could easily create custom QR codes based on your data. It acts like a regular shape with a stroke and fill. I can easily modify the stroke or use any fill effect as with any regular shape. By the way, did you know that QR stands for Quick Response? There are also some improvements in the grid system, allowing you to define a default grid which will be automatically applied to a new document. We also have a new panel called the Typography panel. This used to be a dialog, but now you can enable it in the window text menu. Just like with any panel, you can group it with other existing panels. If you're working with a lot of text, this would definitely be a big plus. In this release, there are some minor improvements, from which I will demonstrate the last two. Improvements in the transform separate function. When transform separately is enabled, the default behavior when changing values in the transform panel is that the changes are relative to the key object. So when I enter 100 for height, the height of all the other objects will change proportionally. However, in a new version you can enter equals 100, which forces all the heights of all the selected objects to become 100. The final nice addition is the ability to reset the text frame size. When you resize a text frame using the outer bottom right scale handle, the handle changes from white to blue. This indicates that the initial font size has been adjusted. You can now double-click on this blue dot and the original font size will be restored. A small change, but I think very useful. Hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments whether you like these new features and what features are still missing in Affinity. Thanks again for tuning in, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button before you leave. Until the next video.